Hey, how you doing? This is SEIJIHITO here to bring you the news. As always, I was doing a video that I'm going to have posted for you guys pretty soon, and I felt that a rant was going to take place, and I didn't want that video to be too long. And as you can clearly notice, this has to do a little bit with I guess you could say the inauguration, some of the things that have been written down in stone at this moment in time. And one of those things that is taking place with Trump is he said exactly what he meant a long time ago. But for whatever reason, people didn't want to, just go off on a limb and think that he may be serious. This may not be a joke. This might not be something that he's just saying just to sit up there and get votes. No, he was fully about that. Yo, what's up, Ty? What is up? What is up? And Trump decided that, hey, first order of the meeting is that we're going to start getting rid of a lot of immigrants right here. And a reason, before I start the video, the reason I have to list this is because I've noticed the sharp decline on X with the amount of people that are here from other countries that usually parade and have their flags around. Like they can, be from somewhere in South America. They could be somewhere from the islands. They could be somewhere from over there in Africa, right? And commonly what will take place on X is that a lot of these people will come through and disrespect Black Americans. They said, you guys don't have no culture, this, that, and the third. Y'all got no ownership and nothing. Y'all don't move nothing. And it was like, all right, no problem. Whoever it is that you worship, they will be doing some moving though. And here we are at this moment in time where Trump said this.
By the time the sun sets tomorrow evening, the invasion of our borders will have come to a halt, and all the illegal border trespassers will in some form or another be on their way back home.
Right? So this is what he said. He said that a lot of people are going to be going back home. He said that a lot of people who are here illegally just to try to get a little bit of money to try to figure out a loophole, like, hey, you're going to have two immigrants come here, and then they're going to decide to have kids, and therefore that kid is going to have the birth rights, the citizenship, and all this other type of stuff. So that's how those parents are going to be there by way of that child. No longer, no more will you be able to do that. And if you did do that, guess what? Chances are that child may be stripped of that citizenship because guess what? Both parents are more than likely illegal. And this is one of the main things that I've tried to state to a lot of people directly out there. You don't know exactly what it is that you voted for. You do not know at all, but you will soon enough learn. The other thing too is I want a lot of the folks that were, let me be very specific. Let me just paraphrase. I'm going to be very specific for the folks out there that came here to the United States, no matter where you came from, and you decided to run your mouth about Black Americans and you want to tell us that we don't know where we come from. You're about to find out where it is that we come from because we're not getting deported. We're not getting deported. We're not being moved anywhere else. If you come from Africa, guess what? You're getting back on whatever plane that you came from. More than likely, it's going to be Spirit held together by duct tape, and you're going to be going back to Air Africa. That's what's going to be happening. That's what's going to be happening. If you came directly from the islands, guess what? You're probably about to be taking a nice little boat ride. It's going to be rocky. I'm not sure if you're about to have hurricane season or what's going on out there, but that's where you're about to be going. If you came from wherever else, you're about to be going directly right there. And if you're not going right now and you're in hiding, soon enough, more than likely, you're about to be gone. Because I tried to tell people before, Black people know where it is that they came from, and you're about to find out. For everybody that always stated that Black people don't know where you come from, go back to where you come from. All this, let's see this deportation happen to me. Let's see that. Let's see that. Where are you going to deport me to? Back to another state? That's migration. What's going on? What we doing? What we doing? Like I said, a lot of people are about to find out the hard way on what it is specifically that they voted for. And again, for anybody that ever disrespected Black Americans, especially if you are melanated, I'm talking about if you're from the islands, if you came directly from Africa and you came here to disrespect us and you were prideful about it, you wanted to hide amongst us, right? You wanted to match in with the Black Americans because it was easier, because you were like, if I wear my normal garb and all this other type of stuff, if I speak how I normally speak, I'm going to stick out. But then once you get educated, you get a little bit of money. Now you want to start showing off, oh, we're Nigerian, we in here, we run this, all this. Yeah. Put those flags back up on your Twitter accounts. Put that back up on your YouTube accounts, all of that. Let everybody know exactly where it is that you're from. Don't go matching back in. Don't try to act like you were one of us. Don't try to act like you're with us. Don't try to hide amongst us. Be exactly who it is that you have always been. Stop hiding. Because I've noticed that on Twitter. It's the weirdest thing right now. Because before, when the Biden administration was there, everybody that was, and I'm going to speak specifically to the quote unquote Black immigrants, all of y'all wanted to sit up there and run y'all mouths. Y'all wanted to talk real sweet. Y'all wanted to talk so sweet into these internet streets to Black Americans. Y'all wanted to say any and everything while masquerading and dressing as us every single day, taking our language, trying to emulate the music, rap just like us. You sitting up here showing up in the commercials and all that other type of stuff. Y'all was doing it big, clapping it up for you. You was doing it big. But now, when you realize that everything that you got can be taken away. Now you don't want to be proud or prideful that you didn't came from Africa, that you didn't came from the islands, you didn't came from this, you didn't came from that. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Go back and talk exactly how proud you've always been talking when you wanted to directly have that type of hatred and energy towards Black Americans. You wanted to sound just like the others that came before you. You wanted to use the exact same rhetoric. Y'all wanted to sit up there and say that we didn't build nothing, we didn't add nothing, we're educated. You wanted to big yourselves up, trying to say that, oh, we're coming directly from the dirt, we're coming from nothing, and you guys have all these opportunities. And when we get here, we become rich and this, that, and the third, and you guys are still in the same places and da. Pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and make sure you have a parachute when you traveling your ass right back to where the hell it is that you came from. This is what happens when you show lack of respect for the people that were originally here. This is what that looks like. But let's get into some conversations that people are having.
All right now, with my own two eyes, I feel like I think I just saw ICE pull up on immigrants and they shoved them into a van in broad daylight. My wife told me that ICE was here in Northern California, that they were in San Jose. They were just in broad daylight on Story Road, shoving people into vans. I had somebody in my car that I think she might have been undocumented, and she had her child with her. It was a pretty close encounter, to be honest. Whoever the person was orchestrating this, they looked into my eyes, and I was driving. They said, "Oh, move on past." I was being nosy, and I looked into the van, and I'm like, there's a lot of Hispanic people in there, and they were all in handcuffs, and they looked like innocent. I mean, I don't know what's going on, and I don't think it was a police van. I'm thinking it is immigration. I'm thinking it is ICE, but I could be wrong. It could be just me speculating. But regardless, just try to keep your loved ones, your friends, your family safe, because it's happening.
I don't know who this dude is. I don't even know if he's Black American. Like I said, I don't know who this dude is. I can't even specifically tell you who he's a part of. For any Black people out there that's on social media, I need because I've seen some videos on social media where Black people are like, hey, ICE is doing this, ICE is doing, and these are the states and these are the times. And what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What? Shut up. What are you doing? What are you doing? This is not your business. 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 It makes no sense to try to help people that would not sit up there and help you. It makes no sense to try to help and give information to people that did not side or vote for you for the best benefit of you. This is how I'm going to put it. The best benefit of Black people is going to be the benefit of all people. Because the moment in time that Black Americans actually get the respect and the value and the treatment that they're supposed to actually get is going to happen to everybody else. And it's not a trickle-down effect. That's the difference. When it happens to Black people, it's not going to be a trickle-down effect. And I'm talking about positive things. So to see Black content creators using their time and energy on social media and trying to relay messages to people and trying to let them know like this is the Underground Railroad, that's beyond me. That's beyond me, because let me just be real for a quick second. At the end of the day, when it deals with this type of situation, Black Americans are going to be the main ones, demographically speaking, that are going to be affected the most when it deals with the jobs and the economy in their area. I gave y'all too many videos of whenever it is that they decided that, oh, we're going to basically house and shelter some people here. The first community that we're going to throw them in, we're going to throw them into the black community. Why is that? Think about that. Everywhere around the United States, you got some well-off, wealthy, or rich areas that are, of course, not black, right? But they don't decide to bust and throw the migrants in those areas. Why is that? Why is it that every single time something happens, it happens to black Americans first, then it spreads out? Then it spreads out. But like I said, the same people who get affected by this negatively are the same ones trying to relay and give helpful information when you know if it was reversed, wouldn't nobody be worried about you? Like I said, case in point, go back to the civil rights era. How many of these people that you're trying to inform right now were trying to help your grandparents, our grandparents during the civil rights era? How many of them? How many of them was out there protesting? Because last time I checked, I actually have video where elders of that community were saying that when the busing situation was happening, they were sitting side by side directly with white students, while black students were made to, sit in the back, or if there wasn't any room, they were meant to stand. But like I said before, it is what it is. People want to do what it is that people want to decide to do and decide not to learn from history. And if you decide not to learn from history, you're going to be meant to repeat it. But let's continue.
You guys, I'm not even gonna lie. These raids happening in Bakersfield are weighing super, super heavy on me today. And unfortunately, I have experienced deportation firsthand when my parents were deported when I was, I think, 12 and 13 or 13 and 14. I don't even remember. It's been so long. And that was the hardest thing I had ever gone through in my entire life. Until this day, when I think about that little girl having to say goodbye to both of her parents, it's absolutely heartbreaking.
It's 4 in the morning. I can't sleep. For the last 6 hours, I have been looking at videos to make sure I can keep my family knowledgeable enough so that they know what to say if it happens. If it happens.
A lot of people.
And this is let me just get this straight. I'm trying to figure out why is it that a lot of the people, of course, a lot of the people are more than likely Latin and so on, right? I'm just trying to figure out why cry when the great majority of your populace were voting for Trump. I'm a little bit confused. Like, they literally had a whole song and dance. I'm vote for the Donald Trump, right? Doing the merengue, whatever. Like, I'm a little bit confused. Like, I can't tell you how many times I saw people Latins for Trump waving a flag. Yeah, Donald Trump. And it's like, this is the outcome. They couldn't even speak English, and you were voting for somebody that was going to get rid of you. They were going to throw you back. And I said, before he got into office, I told people this months ago. You're voting for somebody who's going to get rid of you. Because at the end of the day, America can hate me as a black American. America can hate me. And I don't care, because they can't send me nowhere. You can't send me nowhere. But when they hate you and they don't need you no more, guess what? They're sending you right back. So if you came from Venezuela and you were dealing with the gangs or whatever was going on down there, guess what? Now you got to go back there. This whole thing, this whole facade, this fake reality that you built for yourself, this VR, yes, it's over. They done pulled the electricity. They done pulled the plug. They done told you, oh, you don't actually own this game. Now you're out of the matrix. You got to go back to reality. And this is what it is now. And you got a lot of these people out here crying. What you crying for? Who's going to sympathize with you? Who's about to be catching these tears? White Americans voted for Trump, rightfully so. They're going to vote for one of their own because they're tired of seeing themselves not being placed in God tier position. right? They feel that their rightful position is being directly on top of the pyramid, and they're looking, they're like, yo, our population is dwindling, it's going down, where our birth rates are basically poor, our job situation is terrible, our housing situation is terrible, and we're watching all of these other people basically come in and surpass us and replace us. And they're like, yeah, we're not about to have this again. We're getting Trump directly in office. And that's what they did. And guess what? A lot of your people helped the white Americans get Trump directly in office because by proxy, you think that you're white. And that's the fallacy right there. You think that just because you're light enough, you think that just because you're going to side with them and you're going to say whatever about black Americans and try to treat black Americans a certain type of way and all this other type of stuff, you're going to try to hobnob and be shoulder to shoulder. You really thought that they loved you, that they respected you? You thought that they were going to honor whatever promise that you guys made, whatever backdoor dealings were going to take? You really thought that you were safe? You thought that you had a friend and an enemy? Ooh, ooh, the reckoning. The reckoning. The reckoning. And I know a lot of people will probably sit up there and say, like, oh, it's not going to be, funny because, when everything goes down, y'all, black America's not going to have anybody to help them. We never had anybody to help us to begin with. So you can shut that noise up if anybody even had that thought process to try to type that. Don't be stupid. Black Americans have always sat up there and struggled and still strived. We made diamonds automatically. We saw whatever little bit of coal, we made diamonds. We saw whatever lemon trees, made lemonade, and made the sweetest lemonade. So sweet that everybody else trying to copy it. No matter what happened to black Americans in America, we've always made a way. We've always made it work. We always survived. I don't know what to tell for everybody else because I'm looking at everybody else crying. You didn't have the dream that you built. You thought it was all good, all gravy. And now y'all sitting up here crying because reality didn't set in. That you done made a deal with the devil. And the devil is asking for that payment instantly. He ain't waiting 50 years. He's like, yeah, I want that right now. I want that money. And I want what's on the side too. Matter of fact, give me that jacket. Give me that shirt. Give me your pants. Give me your belt. Give me those shoes. Give me them socks. I might even just let you leave with your underwear. Matter of fact, oh, those Gucci, give me those too. You leaving the exact same way that you came in, naked, with nothing. And whose fault is that? Because it ain't mine. It ain't mine. It ain't mine, I can tell you that. So like I said, I don't know who a lot of these people are crying to because it can't be me. Because there's nothing I can sit up there and do. I got my own problems and my own situations to deal with in America, with America, when it deals with black Americans, our history, our kids, our communities. Like I said, I don't know what to tell people. People better sit up there and get us together. But I'm going to say this. I don't know why y'all think it's a good idea to use TikTok of all places to try to disseminate information. That is some diabolical work. The government is watching everything. And y'all sitting up there letting them know that, hey, I got some people that's illegal that's not supposed to be here in my house. And I'm, using information to inform. And you're going to Brock. Y'all not the smartest crayons in the box. Let me tell you. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. This is wow. Everybody's about to go. Let me tell you. You keep doing stupid stuff like, let's just keep going.
Don't like coming on social crying because a lot of the time it's a whole other moment and I get it, but I'm very up to here with immigration right now, and especially as a DACA recipient. It's having to jump over. Sorry, here we go.
Mi hijo está trabajando en una fábrica de hacer gabinetes. Yo quiero que por favor, si Carlos Espina me puede ayudar, ayuden a etiquetar a Carlos Eduardo Espina, por favor.
But is anybody else seeing these videos of these families who are being affected by these ICE raids? And as a child, not having your parent come home.
Yo, like I said, let me put it to you like this. To the ones out here crying, they talking about they're fearful of this and that. Black America's been fearful since the inception of the United States by way of the Europeans. when our cities and towns and everything were getting burnt down. At least y'all get to go back with y'all kids. At least you know who you are. At least you got your language. At least you got your family, your religion, whatever it is. You got all of your memories. See, the times are different where they're like, oh, we'll just let you come over here. Whatever you want to do is whatever you want to do. If you don't even want to learn the language, you don't want to be a part of the religion or even a society, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. That's how they treat y'all. And y'all got the nerve to be sitting up here crying as if somebody's really burning down your towns and cities. They're stripping you away from your kids, throwing them directly over here. And now they got to work for the rest of their life. And then the kids that they have got to work for that's some diabolical work to really see some tears over something that is your fault. And the main thing that I always told people is this: if you're proud of your country, no problem. That's cool. Everybody should have a type of pride, for their heritage and everything like that. But I put it to you like this: you can't serve two gods, right? You can't say that you're proud to be in the United States and you're happy to be here, but then you're still repping whatnot or whatever flag as if you're still back there. That's crazy to me. That's diabolical. Because do you think that black people were able to rep or speak anything else? No, we weren't. You hear what I'm speaking right now? This is English. This is exactly what it is, right? So we had to go directly into the system. We had to figure out every which way in order to survive. Y'all don't even got to do that. It's so easy for y'all. It's crazy. But a lot of y'all up here crying as if it's really Armageddon, as if it's the end days. That's diabolical work. Ain't nobody tell you to uproot and go to a whole different place. And you, like I said, you don't have no control over what's happening. So I don't understand why you're crying. You should have already knew that it was a matter of time. You should have been like, all right, so we got this amount of years and we're just going to sit up there and build up this. So then we can send it back here and build this up back at home. And so that we can live a better life back home. That's what you should have did. That would have been the smart way to actually go about it. But you opted not to do that because you thought that you were one of them. Me no black, poppy. Me no black. Me no black. Me this, me that, me no black, me no black. Right? Shout out to the Shout out to the Black and Brown coalition. Again, obviously that never existed. That people like to keep saying existed. It's crazy. You can see the change in the tides because at the moment in time, if you look at Chicago, I think that's where Fat Joe was actually performing. He got booed off stage. The boos were so loud you couldn't even hear the music. It was terrible. Again, shout out to all of those out there that thought that Black Americans had no type of movement, no type of culture. They were like, yeah, all this FBA this, FBA that. Yeah, FBA letting you know exactly what it is. People who are lineage based, people who are here, who have been here generationally, that y'all wanted to disrespect and try to take every facet of culture from. Try to say that we didn't implement or create nothing, that everybody else is the ones that did it. Okay, we're going to see how much of that is true after you're gone. Let's continue.
News, everyone. So it is officially full throttle for ICE, and they're going to start setting up checkpoints and mass deportations in Chicago tomorrow, Tuesday. This comes with other cities being affected. Those cities include Washington, D.C., Denver, Miami, New York City, San Antonio, and Boston. Remember, if you are detained for whatever reason, you have two rights, and that is the right to remain silent that you must state and the right to an attorney that you must request. Anything outside of that, do not tell them or say anything. Do not get aggressive with them, because under the Lake and Riley Act, that is more than likely going to pass. If you get aggressive with immigration, they have the ability and they will arrest you and immediately deport you. No ins, ifs, or buts. It's an immediate deportation.
Interesting.
So, stick to your two rights. You are probably asking yourself, why these cities? Well, because these are blue cities in these states, and these are sanctuary cities. Dallas was not included in the list, but Dallas is blue, so I would be cautious of that one too. But these are sanctuary cities, and they are not using their resources to help ICE do their job. And it's a political punishment stunt in doing so, and this is why they are doing that. But to my people in Chicago, please be safe. Stay safe. Prayers.
See, that's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking. Now, wouldn't it be interesting? And this is just a what if. What if the Trump administration was like, okay, we got you. So y'all out here openly relaying information to a lot of these people, no problem. You can keep doing it, and we're going to keep tabs directly on you. So after we're said and done getting them out, we're going to get you out because you're trying to inform people that ain't supposed to be here illegally. You're commencing or helping aid and abetting with criminal activity. We're going to sit up there and say that you're aiding and abetting, you're accessory to that. So then we're going to do something to you too. Like people stupid. But then you also got the nerve to sit up there and tell them like, oh, what you don't do is get aggressive with immigration. Shouldn't that be a common sense thing? I could have sworn people realized a long time ago that if you even look aggressively, even at police, that you're going to get treated a certain type of way. You're going to get treated like black people. There was a white guy that was at an airport that I put up a video about, and he was like, yo, why do you got me on the ground? Why are you sitting up there hitting me? You're treating me like I'm a black person. Yeah, even white people know what it means. Even white people know. So y'all probably going to get that a little bit of treatment. Y'all ain't going to really be on t-shirts or nothing like that, but y'all going to get that little bit of treatment that black people been getting with police. Now y'all got to do with ICE and immigration because they're like, y'all don't got no rights. They looking at you like you're not even a citizen. They looking at you like you're not even supposed to be here. And it is what it is because a lot of y'all, and this is the other thing with a lot of these videos, why is it that I see so much like tender love and care? Where is all of the anger for the people of his community that voted and allowed this to take place? Because overwhelmingly, they voted for Trump. Like I said, where's the rage? Where's the anger at? It's all of this calm. It's all of this still. It's all of this love. And you wouldn't have to do all of this. You wouldn't have to worry about your family if you would have actually gotten together and talked to your people and let them know exactly who it is that they are. You should have told them that, hey, you're not white. You're not white. You're not Caucasian. You're not European. Just because you're Spanish doesn't mean that you came from Spain, right? You should have specifically spoke to them because people were under that illusion that they were included or that there was some type of inclusion directly in there. And here we are. We're looking at all of these videos where people are crying. People are trying to, give all of this information, trying to warn people and tell them this and that's crazy. That's diabolical work. Like I said, people don't understand that, a lot of the stuff that you are doing right now could very at a point in time count at, they could criminalize you. Case in point, look at everybody that was doing that PPP loan. They were trying to cheat the government, right? And people thought that they were going to make it scot-free. Some people were getting hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, millions of dollars. And then they were going on social media, flashing, acting like they was rich. And then the government was like, we're going to let y'all skate by real quick. No problem. And then later on, you started to hear a little bit of, blurps up in there. And people like, yeah, they're coming after people. And people like laughing about it. Ha, ha, ha. They ain't coming after me. Da-da-da, all this other type of stuff. And then they were like, hey, full force, guess what? Sooner or later, we know who you are and we will be showing up to come and get you. This is your notice. Your time is up. And you have a lot of those people scared. They're shook. They are now still in hiding. They're not out there trying to flash that lifestyle no more like they was living big because they weren't. The same thing with now where you got ICE coming in every single town and city and they're getting rid of people. And a lot of these areas that had a whole population of people just moving around freely, it's real silent. It's looking like a ghost town. Remember, there was a moment in time where you saw illegal immigrants. They were having parades. They were showcasing. They were just, out there protesting. Big and bad. I'm like, oh, y'all real bold right now. But again, that was under the Biden administration. Biden was not somebody that was meant to be, quote unquote, feared and respected. So this is why they did it. So now when Trump is in office, somebody that you now have to fear, which means you also respect him. where's all of those protests? Because right now I felt like all of the illegal immigrants, y'all should be protesting from city to city like y'all was before. Get out there and start protesting. Be big and bad like y'all was before. Y'all was sitting up there telling America y'all wasn't going to do nothing. We not going to be moved. You're not going to deport us. We're American just like y'all American. Be big and bad like y'all was before. Go out there on those roads and those streets and protest like y'all was before during the Biden administration. Like I said, people act real funny when it's time to actually show up. People act real funny when it's all peaceful and when it's all light. Everybody want to sit up there and act all hard. They want to act like they're the toughest person in a party on the streets, all of this stuff. But when it's actually time for war, when an enemy actually shows up, all of those tough people disappear. Ain't that something? It's crazy. It was just like during the pandemic. All of the people that like to like hustle and bustle and be on the streets and do this and do that, and they say they was all bad, they was sliding on ops and doing all. Oh, magically everybody had a bedtime, right? Everybody had a curfew. Grown thugs, grown gangsters had curfews. Drug dealers had curfews. They wasn't out there on the streets. Some streets was empty. How was New York looking? The city that never sleeps took a long vacation, were clear. And I'm like, that's diabolical work. I thought everybody was hard. I thought everybody was gangster. I thought, everybody run the streets. I guess not. Because once you're actually made to fear, you don't run nothing. You're going to follow orders just like everybody else. But like I said, when it's all time for peace, well, ain't nobody looking for no war, looking for no fight. Now everybody want to posture up and act big and bad. It's crazy out here. It's diabolical work how that takes place, how that happens. But let's continue.
If you guys have been following my series on the ICE raids right now around the country, then please pay attention to this video and send this to somebody that you know that needs to know the information. Because apparently, specifically in Chicago and the Chicagoland area, Trump's sweeping deportation raids are on hold to maintain the element of surprise. Now, what does this mean? Because all of the information was leaked as to when this was going to happen and how it was going to happen, they decided that it was going to be a safety risk to all of the Border Patrol and ICE agents, so they are not going to go through with it today, at least. Now, this is what we have heard so far. So everything is on hold because too much information about the operation was made public. And it looks like they pretty much just confirmed what we had all heard, that they did indeed plan to send 100 to 200 immigration and customs enforcement officers to make arrests. And they said that they pulled back and looked at the officers' safety concerns, and that's the only reason they decided not to do it. We looked at it and we made a decision. And asked what the new plans were, they're like, we'll find out very soon. And I don't know about you guys, but that's even scarier to think of. Okay, para los que no saben inglés, ahorita mismo no van a hacer las redadas en Chicago y el área de Chicago que incluye todos los suburbios, porque se descubrió el plan y ellos no quieren que nadie sepa y que todo sea una sorpresa. Pero sí confirmaron que iban a mandar 100 a 200 diferentes agentes a ir a hacer los arrestos. Y que solo decidieron no hacer esto ahorita mismo porque ellos temen por las vidas de sus agentes. Pero que todavía lo van a hacer, pero van a tratar de hacerlo muy en secreto para que nadie se dé cuenta que lo van a hacer. Dijeron que muy pronto vamos a darnos cuenta del plan nuevo. Así que todo el mundo no va.
All right, I can't translate that for you. I don't know what to sit up there and tell you. But again, a lot of people voted for this. This is what a lot of people wanted. People thought that it was a game. People thought that it was some type of joke, and everybody is meant to understand what it is that they're meant to understand, and that time is now. Like I said, I don't know. I can't feel sorry for people, and I don't. I really don't 100%, because a lot of people brought this directly on themselves, and yeah. And I hope, I pray that I don't start seeing anybody trying to put or frame or put Black Americans directly in this. We don't have nothing to do with this. We don't got nothing to do with this. The other thing that took place, again, Black and Brown Coalition War. What happened? Where was that at? Because I can also harken back to a video that I showcased where a Black rapper had to call out somebody else in, I guess, LA or the LA area, where this guy who was darker complected, if you would have looked at him, you would have thought he was black, but he was actually a darker complected Mexican. And he was trying to, in a sense, use certain lingo and whatnot to try to start, quote unquote, a race or a gang war down there in those streets. And I'm like, brother, like, what? Why would you do anything like that? That's not smart to do. Like, ain't nobody out there, really trying to do X, Y, and Z and trying to move around busy like that. Ain't nobody trying to do that. Everybody just trying to chill. Everybody just trying to live, just trying to get money. That's it. And you want to be stupid enough to try to start some stuff up. And the reason I had pointed that out is because the brother, he was like, yo, we ain't even sitting up there about to fall for that bait. We ain't even about to do that. We're going to actually use our brains. We ain't going to be, in our emotions and get triggered by this, that, and the third. Yeah. We're going to sit up there and do that. So like I said, you're going to have a lot of other people that's going to try to start some stuff up. We're going to try to throw people directly in a pot. All this, other type of nonsense that's going to take place. Also, I found a video that I was talking about earlier. And this is the one. I like this guy directly in here because he decided he was dancing to the song. You're going to see it. Some of y'all are going to remember it as soon as it pops up. Hey.
But baby, today the Cubans are fucking around and finding out because Trump has moved to end refugee resettlement.
Hold on, let me play that song one more time. Hold on. Hey, get him. Hey.
But baby, today the Cubans are fucking around and finding out because Trump has moved to end refugee resettlement and parole for Cubans, Haitians, and Venezuelans. The parole program had allowed more than 530,000 migrants from the 4 countries, Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, to temporarily immigrate to the U.S. throughout the Biden administration through a sort of digital queue called the CBP-1 app. Trump has terminated the CBP-1 program effective immediately, which means that tens of thousands of people that were waiting on their immigration appointments have lost them. And migrants from all over, across the southern border, are now at the border feeling the motherfucking pain. So Latinos who voted for this man, where y'all at?
Bars. You heard him. He played the song and everything. That's why this is the one I had to go back in my bookmarks just to try to find it because I ain't had a video up there. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. They had the whole song. They had a band and everything. Hey, they was hitting it. Hey, left, right, two-step, everything. They was out there. They were getting it. And I don't hear those songs being played right now. What happened? Trump he's officially in. Why don't I hear those celebrations at this moment in time? Where the band's at? Why ain't people, doing rock or merengue, whatever it is, two-step, something. I'm not hearing nothing. I'm not seeing, people walk out there in droves with banners talking about that they voted for Trump and they're proud and all this other type of stuff. Yeah. I'm not saying that. Where is it? What happened? Where are all of these people at? Where? And like I said, instead of, Fat Joe being out there, because isn't he like Cuban or something like that? Shouldn't he be trying to help out his people? Shouldn't he be speaking about this? But he's not. He's still trying to be a rapper, right? Because the main video that I got, the main clip, he said that he was white with green eyes. Pitbull said the exact same thing. So again, I understand why it is that they're not talking because they feel like they're really in there because their skin complexion it puts them there. Right. And then also they're above it because they're rich. They have status. So they know that no matter what happens, they can just throw a little bit of money and, it is what it is. Everything's all set and cool. But for you that voted for Trump, how do you feel right now? For you who enabled all of this to transpire, you voted for your own demise. How directly does that feel right now? Because you thought that you were going to be unaffected. You thought that your place was solidified. I'm a little bit confused. Now you didn't already had some kids here, and now you got to take them back to a land of which they don't know nothing about. That's diabolical work. And now they got to try to figure out an environment that they don't even know anything from, nothing about. Now they got to really try to have some type of street smarts because they were in the safety of America. They had to, worry about a few things. A few things. May have. But now it's a whole different story. It's a whole different scene there. Whole different territories. They're the protections that you got in America, you're not going to have those there. And when you have the safety and the benefit of your children actually being able to survive here and not be thrown into some type of warfare, now that safety is gone and it's out the window. It's crazy. It's diabolical work. Diabolical. But the funniest thing too is I want to point out to a lot of the Latins directly out there, Spanish speaking individuals. They will get rid of you. But when it deals with people who are European, I'm talking about actual European who are immigrants, let's say they came from the Ukraine, they're not going to force them to leave. ICE is not going to pick them up. So this is letting you know that America wants certain types of immigrants versus other types of immigrants. When did we first learn to see this, class? We first learned and seen this when you had Haitians and people from the Dominican Republic and elsewhere who are very well melanated trying to come into the United States, and they were held. They were sent back immediately. You could pretty much say that they shipped them up in cargo tanks and boats, and they just rolled them right back from where they came. Anybody else who didn't match that complexion, they were like, we'll let you slide for right now. And that's what they did. We literally watched that take place at the borders. But here we are. Here we are. So like I said, I don't want to hear no crime because you at least got a shot, while other darker complected people who came, more than likely, let's say if you're from South America and you came here illegally, you got darker complected, more melanated individuals there that tried to get here and they were turned back immediately, automatically. So like I said, I don't want to see no crying or no tears. Like, you literally won the lottery because your skin complexion. This is, what you're taught over there in South America. All of that colorism, all that other type of, like I said, you won the lottery. Ain't no reason to sit up there and cry. Everything comes to an end. A lot of these people who win the lottery, they don't end up inevitably keeping the money forever because it's a such thing as money mismanagement. Just like you mismanage all of your wealth, all of your opportunities, all your luck when you were here. You didn't have the foresight, the 2020, to basically foresee that maybe my stay is actually short versus it being permanent. And here we are. Here we are. Let's continue.
I miss you guys. All of you that voted for Trump. You are not going to get the results you think you're going to get. Like, you think deporting all the illegal immigrants. I don't know how a human being can be an illegal on stolen land, but I digress. The crime rates are not going to go down. They're not. School shootings are not going to stop happening because that's you guys that are doing that. All you're doing is you're fucking with your own economy that you seem to be so concerned about, but again, it doesn't make sense. You were crying about the price of eggs and groceries and gas, but yet you guys have so much money to spend on going to stand outside.
Whoops.
That you're not even gonna witness. Flights or driving, the gas. You won't complain about the gas price then, right? Like, it doesn't matter how much money you're putting in gas as long as you get to see your Cheeto Puff, which you're not going to do. But it's just, I guess I just can't wait for you all to find out. That's really what this post is about. Because while my people are terrified, my people are going to get torn away from their families because all they wanted was to come here for a better future. Your life is not going to get any better. It's just not. It's going to stay the same, if not get worse. And it sucks that my people have to hurt in order for you to find out you made a fucking mistake.
Okay. This is where I have a unique issue, and this is not me trying to, defend quote unquote white America or anything like that. It's not. But this is the problem. Now I got to put on a whole different hat. Why is it so hard for people to take responsibility for their own actions? Why do you have to go out there and try? Okay, so white people voted for somebody that was white. That's a no-brainer. They're going to do that. Who's not going to vote for somebody that looks like them? Who's not going to do that? Are people stupid? How did Obama get into office? Black people voted, correct? They voted for somebody that they felt was going to represent and look like them, correct? That's what black people voted for, right? Okay. So we got that squared, right? And all the other presidents that were white got their votes because of the white majority, correct? Okay. So what inevitably ended up happening is historically what has always transpired. People are going to vote for, number one, somebody who looks like them, and number two, their own best interests, or what they feel are their own best interests. You can't sit up there and fault them for that. If they feel that if white people feel that they're being slighted, that they are not being placed at the top, the pinnacle of what America is, if their representation, I can't sit up there and fault. I understand that because representation does matter. I'm black all day long, and I can look at everything that has been created. I'm like, where can I fit? Where can I see myself directly, in this? Right? Because again, people would love to see a reflection of them. So you're getting mad directly at that, and you're trying to tell them that they've made a mistake. Before the greater majority of your people got here, you had white people doing whatever they wanted in this country. They were still living, still thriving, still buying eggs, still buying gas, still drilling, still having wars, still doing things with the economy, no matter if it's up or down. You're acting as if automatically this is going to shut the whole thing completely down. It's not. It might move a little bit of something, but it's not going to crash the United States. It's not going to do it because all the United States has to do, we don't really have some money. Let's see what debts we can pick up right now because we got some countries that we might be able to pull some strings. We might be able to, have some debts. Oh, we don't have no debts. Do we got any gold? Joe, we got any gold? Oh, we don't got any gold back. All right, so who can we start a war with real quick? That's it. That's it. They'll just look out there and be like, oh, let's start up a quick war. Who got some resources we can pillage real quick? We can start a coup in Africa real quick. Who else can? Where else can we also sit up there and go? Okay, so we can start these two coups, these wars here, no problem. Who can we get to like wager with us in these wars so we can like also have some betting money? Because we need some more money on the table real quick. It can't just be us. Who we got? France. Okay, we got France. We got the UK. Okay, we got the UK in here. Who else can we get? Can we get Belgium? Can we get like Greenland or somebody? Some South Africa? Oh, we got South. Oh, okay, cool. We got some people at the table playing. No problem. All right, now we're back in money. I don't understand. Does she know the history of the United States? The United States is not going to be broke as long as we have war. We're not going to be broke. There's always war. And if there isn't a war, there will be one created. There's always going to be money. There's always going to be money. That's the way that it's always been. Thinking people got to remember, out of how many years since the inception of the United States have we ever really been at peace? Versus how many years have we always been in conflict and wars? We've been in more wars and conflicts than peace. And I'm talking about consistently. So obviously that's for a reason. Like I said, look at the budget for the Defense Department and how much money that they get to siphon off from the American people. They got jets out here, longevity wise, for the lifespan of the plane, $1.7 trillion. That's diabolical work. I didn't really know that, we got enemies like that where we got to spend like a good trillion plus to really defend ourselves. When was the last time that we got like an airstrike or something from like a whole nother country? I can't even tell you, realistically. Can't even tell you. So again, I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little bit confused on why it is that people want to try to shift the blame onto another group versus going directly at your people who voted for Trump. I'm confused. No, Prince. No, Prince. I get what you're saying when we deal with 9/11. I get that. I get that. But I also question people when we also speak about 9/11 because somebody has to explain to me how could you find a wallet on the ground from one of the terrorists who supposedly is, was on the plane. I'm a little bit confused. And then dealing with the Pentagon, again, I have questions. How can you have a plane so big? And I still have that footage. How could you have a plane so big that caused a hole so small, but yet we don't see any type of engines? I remember looking at that footage when it happened. You literally had, now again, this is a crime scene. You had some random individuals walking hand in hand, toe to toe across the area as if they were searching for something. All I saw was confetti on the floor. I didn't see no big jet engines. You're not going to evaporate that. You're not going to evaporate. I'm just going to let people know, out of all the plane crashes that I've ever seen, and you got a plane that hit the Pentagon, jet engines are not about to evaporate. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. I didn't even see no type of bodies on the ground. They didn't even have to blur out anything. So I'm just trying to get people to understand that there's a lot more to the story. Then on top of that, let's take it a step further. The footprint of 9/11, the World Trade Center, if you go back and you look at the scans that they had, they said that the ground was so hot that it was melting steel toe boots. Somebody explain that to me, because fire ain't doing that. You might have lava, but obviously there's no volcano or underground magma pocket in New York. You might have one in New Jersey because we just found out that New Jersey has a volcano. But I'm just saying that's not what happened in New York, though. So the main thing that people happen to have brought up was nanothermite. If you look up the temperature of nanothermite and the degree of which that it will, heat up to and how long it will keep an area hot, it will then start to make sense. We will take it a step further and look at the fact that if the whole area of the buildings is a crime scene, why would they then destroy all of the materials of that crime scene, such as the metals? Tell me, where are all of the metals, all of the steel beams when it deals with 9/11? Where are those at again? Where are those at? Those got destroyed. They got a few of them that might be used for artwork, but other than that, they destroyed it. And then last but not least, let's just look at World Trade Center 7 or World Trade 7. There's video out there, audio out there of people in the fire department that said we're going to pull the building. Pull means demo. How are you going to demo a building if you didn't have people in there initially to set up demolition? How are you going to do that? Which means that at some point in time, they had people there to set that up. The firefighters didn't have that equipment to properly do that so that it would just fall directly on its imprint. And then on top of that, if it's falling directly on its imprint, you're dealing with professionals. But then on top of that, why would you pull a building that never got hit by any type of planes? That's a little bit weird. That's a little bit weird. And I'm going to take it a step further, right? Go back and look at some of, if you can find it, look up some of the pictures of 9/11. Look at the areas around the buildings, how it looked like hell literally came directly under, right? How it literally opened, right? Look at 9/11. I'm going to say this as clear, and I'm going to repeat myself like a broken record. Look at the area, look at the streets around 9/11, and look at how all the cars are burned down. Go look at Maui, go look at California, and go look at other areas that have also suffered from fire and devastation, and tell me that that does not look real familiar. Take a second. Take a minute. Everybody got a smartphone. Go look and compare those photos and tell me, why does that look eerily familiar to 9/11? How could that be possible? Because everything is different. We're dealing with quote unquote wildfires, right? When we dealt with Maui, right? Wildfires, uncontrollable. California, right now, where the fires are still burning, even though everybody's talking about the inauguration and everything getting passed, those fires are still burning, right? Land is still being consumed, correct? Hold on 1 second. Let me just let y'all pontificate on that. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. And nobody can explain to me why all that. I know why it looks similar because I understand the United States government and how it is that I've stated to a lot of people and trying to show and got through to a lot of people that, hey, the United States government, does X, Y, and Z. They do a variety of things directly out there, right? Even at the detriment of its own populace, right? Because they got to perfect certain types of things. So again, just saying, just, just saying. Viewstar, you said you Hawaiian. Yo, if you are Hawaiian, much love and respect to you people out there, man. Hopefully things will work out. I'm not sure how the government directly out there allowed the rich to, take swaths of land and build mansions and all these vacation houses. Like I said, that's diabolical work. Diabolical work. While they also made the indigenous natural people there homeless for all intents and purposes. And I also sit up there and say this as, a black American. My apologies, to your peoples out there on how the United States government, caused a coup, dethroned, the many peoples directly out there because y'all had kings out there at y'all had rulers out there at a moment in time. I think one of them was King Kamehameha. Shout out to Akira Toriyama for throwing that directly in Dragon Ball Z. Just in case people don't know where Kamehameha came from, they came directly from Hawaii and the lineage of the people directly there. So yeah, like I said, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that people need to pay attention to. A lot of attention to. But it is what it is. And and this is where we are. It was something else that I wanted to also bring up dealing with, I think, 9/11, but it slipped my mind. But yeah, there's a lot of videos out there. You can hear, some of the firefighters talking, some of the survivors who magically are not even, you got to question yourself on that too. Some of those people who survived, why is it that they're no longer here? How is it that they magically disappeared if they were able to escape and also witnessed some of the things that transpired? Case in point, the elevators were down automatically. As soon as the planes hit, elevators down. Stairs are down. All the stairs. All the stairs. They were just broken down and nobody could have like I said, I don't know what to say, but I'm going to tell you this. Anybody who is in LA right now, yo, it's I'm sorry, Cali, yo, it's tough. You are literally watching masters at work. You're watching the government that people voted for turn directly on the people so that they can do the things that they wanted to do. So one of the main things that I tried to tell people of what took place historically with Black Americans, and I told people sooner or later that exact same thing is going to happen to everybody else. Now everybody else is getting their turn on the wheel. So people out there in California, all the Black towns and cities and so on that were destroyed, that were turned to ash. Now you're watching that exact same history happen in real time, and you're able to record it. You're able to witness it. The only difference is they're not going to do any riots to you. They're not going to pillage whatever it is that you got because they don't need it. They just want the land. So they're all that is gone. All that is gone. And it's not hearsay that I'm bringing up the fact that this is taking place. I've at least tried to put together the information to show you that, hey, the government is at fault for the reason that y'all don't got water to put out these fires. The energy company out there is at fault for the reason that these fires are even existing, because the lithium batteries that they have, when you put high heat on top of the fact that if you want to put out the fires caused by those batteries, if you want to put that out, guess what? That's going to cause a secondary fire. And that's stated directly online. So if anybody want to research that, think that I'm lying, think that I'm a conspiracy theorist, please take out your time before you inevitably end up looking foolish. Because I've been trying to tell people for the longest time possible that the government has never been for the people. Somebody once asked people a long time ago, when was America ever great? And people kept skating directly around. So then the person asked, when was America great for everybody? And I'm still waiting on that answer. When was America actually great for everybody, where everybody was, benefiting from everything and nothing was going wrong, right? You're not really going to have a time to innocence list, because the government is always for itself and its investors. Because I don't know if people actually fully understand that America is a corporation. That's what it is. And guess what? If a corporation is not making money, what is a corporation going to do? They might sell some stocks. They might sell some other businesses that are associated, or guess what? They might fire employees. So a lot of these migrants, a lot of the quote unquote illegal immigrants, you are those workers that they are firing because guess what? You're not pulling in enough money. They're not seeing the benefit of having you around. So now they're going to get rid of you because guess what? They don't need you no more. So, like I said, people are watching in real time everything take place that historically has always taken place and happened to black people. And like I said before, I don't see people getting angry. I don't see people getting mad. I don't see people trying to rally. I don't see people trying to protest. I just see calm. And that's amazing because I can tell you if black people happen to get riled up and angry, people are going to tell black people, calm down, stop making everything about you, this, that, and the third, all this other type of stuff. So this is why I told people before, this is why you have a lot of black Americans doing what was stated before during a presidential debate. Black people are standing back and standing down because black Americans were not appreciated when it is that we were doing stuff for everybody else. So now when black Americans are not trying to be a voice, when we're not trying to uplift, when we're not trying to propel, when we're not trying to safeguard, when we're not trying to body block, this is what you get. This is what that looks like. It's a barren wasteland because ain't nobody else. If black Americans ain't going to do it, ain't nobody else about to. And that's what a lot of people are soon enough going to find out. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But again, to the people out there in LA, I don't know, what to tell y'all. I don't know how to tell y'all to move. I just hope for the safety of your families, of your lives, of your people directly out there. I mean, California. I don't know why I keep saying LA, but yeah, for anybody that's affected by these fires, like I hope for your safety. I really do because I've been able to read historically about things like this happening to black Americans, and it's tough. It is very tough. And this is the same exact thing that I said to East Palestine, Ohio, located in the United States, when that chemical bomb basically happened and everybody watched it in real time. But before it happened, they literally gave us a movie telling about the exact same thing, but yet nobody blinked an eye. Everybody was like, oh, it's just conspiracy. It's just a coincidence. Okay. So I guess all of these fires that's been happening that are pretty much reminiscent of the things that took place on 9/11, I guess it's reminiscent too, huh? I guess it's just a coincidence. All right. And I also want to put this final note out. When it deals with the smart cities, in order for them to have these smart cities, they have to, you know, get rid of these areas. They have to make way on these lands. So they're going to do that in a variety of ways. In order for the government to get these lands and to have hold of them, a lot of things have to transpire and take place. And you're watching that in real time. So hopefully people are paying attention to whenever it is that your city starts talking about a smart city or a 2.0 version of your city. Just know that something is going to have to happen or is about to happen in order for them to make way for that to transpire and or take place. Just saying. So hopefully people are paying attention. Hopefully people are realizing what's going down. Because like I said, it ain't fun and games. It ain't. And the other thing I want to state too is for a lot of people that focus mostly on the Democrat and Republican, type of thing and think that one is better than the other, they're both a part of the same coin. I'm just pointing out the fact that people, went towards a quicker poison, and this is what took place. Instead of it happening slower down the road and they having more time, they just got a quicker dose, and this is the end result. And that's what it is. It's terminal. You can't fix it. So you got 6 months to deal with this situation, and it is what it is. So you got to say your goodbyes, your dues, and set up whatever you got, and that's it. But hopefully people are actually paying attention. Hopefully people are actually paying attention and they are preparing, because a lot of these individuals out here who tell you to vote Democrat or who's telling you to vote Republican, I want you to know all of these people are safeguarded. all of these people have done enough work out here where their families, they can make sure their families and all these other types of things safe. We got a lot of people, more specifically, let me say this to the black community. We have a lot of people out here that always tell us to vote Democrat, tell us to do this, tell us. Always note that a lot of those people that are in the upper echelon, they have their safeguards. They've done all the work possible. They got their hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to safeguard their families. So it is what it is. No matter what happens, no matter how they vote or what takes place, what happens, their family is safe. Your family is the one that's left for the slaughter. And the main thing that I keep trying to tell y'all is a lot of these people don't actually care about you the way that you think that they actually care. They're there to just, pad and pocket the bottom line. That's what they're there for. They're not actually there for your benefit at the end of the day. This is why a lot of those people are actually quiet right now. A lot of the people that were telling black people, oh, y'all need to vote Democrat, do this, do that, da, 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 da. Notice how quiet they are. Notice how silent they are. Notice how they don't got nothing to sit up there and say. Because at the end of the day, beyond all of this voting, money is the root of all of it. That's all people actually care about. If everybody had money, do you think that a lot of these people with platforms would be trying to sit up there and tell you to vote one way or another? No, they wouldn't even care because it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't even matter. But because money is at the center, it's at the root of all of this, this is where it is, which means that for us, me, you, everybody else, we are just the sacrifices out here so that everybody else can get richer and so that they can survive just a little bit longer. Because the end result, after, let's say, the greater majority of our population, shout out to the Georgia Stone that said that the population was supposed to be at 500 million. At the end result, that the population for the world dwindles down to whatever it is that they want it to be, or there's pretty much nothing much of us left, the rich are going to cannibalize themselves. They're going to start to do the exact same thing that they did with everybody else. Whoever is the richest of the richest, like if you got $1 trillion, you are basically the new elites. If you are in the millions, you are the new poor. That's it. That's how they're going to do it. It's the exact same thing up until there is nothing left. It's amazing how it works. It's amazing how it works. But yeah, also want to give a shout out. Who we got? We got brother Allen out here. Much love for the dono. Much love, respect, and appreciation, brother. We got Nerds Armstrong in the building. Much love, respect, and appreciation for the $20 dono to the channel. I think we might have had somebody else up here a little bit later. Yep, we got RY, much love, respect, and appreciation. Said hi, says you in chat. I have to leave, but the bottom line is folks are learning that fat meat is greasy. That's bars. That is 100% bars. And much love and appreciation. And thank you for the $4 dono to the channel. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody's comments are actually moving at this moment in time. I can't even find the scroll right now. Okay, I think that's actually it. So, and again, much love and respect to everybody that's in the stream at this moment in time. Much love. I can't explain to you guys what happened earlier because I did a live stream yesterday that pulled in not anywhere close to the amount of views that we got right now. Again, I don't know what to tell you guys how the the system is basically working, but it is what it is. Just got to figure some stuff out so that I can have some of you guys here on a more consistent basis to have these types of conversations. Also, what I'll make sure to do as well is that hopefully for the playback, I will see if I can have the comments actually play so you guys could, I guess, interact with the comments that way, or something to that extent, so you can see what other people were saying that I may have been, responding to, or, all of these things. Jeannie, I'm sorry, not Jeannie. Gina said that history repeats. That is bars. Hack said facts. Real said you're telling the truth. Pookie Nose said they burn us out with the inauguration videos and complaints yesterday. Yeah. Oh, matter of fact, I do got one video I want to put up here. Before I even end the stream, I got one video because I have to mention this because I don't know what type of nonsense this was. I don't know who this guy was. Because I watched the inauguration. right? Because I'm like, whatever, I'm just going to sit up there and watch it. I don't have no feelings about it either which way. But there was one specific thing that took place. If you're black, you know exactly what I'm about to bring up, and it was some straight clownery. So let me just play this for y'all real quick, and let me know what y'all think.
Asking you not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and every molehill in Mississippi, from every state, every city, every village, and every hamlet. And when we let freedom ring, we will be able to speed up that day where all of your children, black men and white men, Protestant and Catholic, Jew and Gentile, will be able to sing in the meaning of that old Negro spiritual, free at last. Free at last. Thank you, God Almighty. We are free at last. If you believe where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Come on, put your hands together and give your great God great glory.
Yo, oh man, let me tell y'all something. The amount of shame that I had in watching that, because let me tell y'all something. So they had it's not a Jewish priest. They had a rabbi directly up there speaking. It was completely normal, calm, right? They had another guy up there speaking. I guess he might have been like Christian, Catholic, whatever it is, completely, normal and calm. You had this clown directly up here. Somebody tell me, what the hell did I just watch? What even was that? That is diabolical work. That is let me let y'all know something. I originally wanted to sit up there and say something about, the whole thing of Snoop performing and all this other type of stuff and yada yada. They don't got nothing on this. This man outbeats them. And the reason I'm going to sit up there and state that, because I want people to realize that when it deals with this inauguration, everybody around the world was watching. Everybody around the world was watching. And I promise you, everybody around the world was laughing directly at this man. Trump was sitting up there. He was trying to hold in a laugh. You saw the smirk that he had. His son, who was the tallest, Barron, who was in the background, he is the tallest in that room. He's damn near like 7'9" or something. Crazy work. He was sitting up there like, this dude can't be serious. Elon was just like back there. Yo. And then when I tell you, it was an Indian guy back there laughing. Brother, this ain't it. This ain't it. This is not it. Brother. Yeah, JD Vance was even looking like, are you serious? Yo, you can't, like I said, you can't make this up. This happened in real time. It's not AI. It's not ChatGPT. It's not a government psyop. This happened in real time. Like I said, I don't know who this preacher is. I don't know why you try to do this. This 1950s, whatever 19. Look here. I don't know what he was going for. This was not it. This was not it. This was just not it. Wow. 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 LaRonda Hicks said this is news to me because I didn't see it. I did. Let me tell you. And I was ashamed. I was literally ashamed because the funny part is it cut off after this. But if you were able to watch, I mean, you could look at some of the people in the crowd who are white. They're laughing. They're laughing. They're laughing. 100% laughing. And I'm guessing that more than likely this guy will be considered a Democrat, correct? I'm just going to go out on a limb. I'm just going to go out on a limb. And this is what they couldn't have found no other pastor. They couldn't just found a normal black pastor from somewhere else, somewhere in the hood that got common sense and that knows how to act and not do something like this. This is, brother. And then on top of that, I'm not sure, like, why do I not see more people grilling this nonsense out here? This is crazy. This dude was, I gotta sit up there and sound like Tyreek. I'm sorry, I said Tyreek. I'm thinking about Ghost and all of them. I'm about to sound like Tariq Nasheed real quick. This man was buck dancing. He was bucking his eyes and everything. It's crazy. It's just, this is diabolical work. Man, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how much he was paid. I don't know how much he's getting directly to his church, but this is the sacrifice. This is the humiliation ritual that a lot of people will do in order to get certain types of monies. And this is why I like to sit up there and tell a lot of black people the church ain't the church. It is not what you think it is. It is an icebox. It's meant to keep you and hold you at a certain point in time, because the churches have not done anything in these recent decades for the black community. Whenever something happens, we shall over. It's always some type of slave hymns. Oh Lord, it pick a bella cow. It's something it's always some type of slave hymn that happens to make sure that black people are calmed down, that we don't be aggressive, that we don't be angry, that we don't, it's crazy. No other group in no other community, the Latin communities don't got this, African communities don't got this. The people over in the islands don't got this. South America, they don't got this. The Europeans don't got this. We're the only group that literally has handlers, aka these black churches, that are calming and soothing black people no matter what happens, no matter what takes place. Everybody else is able to, say whatever it is that they want to say, act however it is that they want to act. Crazy. People got to pay attention. It's diabolical work at hand from all angles. And like I said, a lot of these churches are Democratic. And I want y'all to understand, Democrats and Republicans go hand in hand, because the end result is to screw over the people at the end of the day. So again, just because I'm listing one side and I'm talking about them in a certain way doesn't mean that I'm blind to what other people are directly out there doing. I'm simply pointing out what both sides are doing and letting you know that, hey, both sides are screwing you. It just depends on if you want a porcupine or if you may want, Vaseline. That's it. That's it. Either way, stuff is still happening. It's the best way I can put it. That's the best way I can sit up there and put it. But the same way that Fat Joe is getting booed in Chicago on stage, this dude, let me see if I can just go back to one of his faces. Let me see. Look at this. Look at everybody, just like, you got them smiles in the background. People just bewildered. Like, really? Word? JD Vance just has a look on his face like, how much longer do I have to sit here and actually listen to this? Trump is just like, that's my African American. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Oh boy. Man. Like I said, when you got immigrants in the background laughing at you, it's over. It's curtains for you. It is complete curtains for you. Like, dude was just, he really thought he had it. He really thought he had it. Yeah, let me just look up to the heights. You got people up here. You got some of them just confused. Like, what is even happening here? What is the black guy? Matter of fact, I just realized this dude has something white in his hair. Brother, you didn't, brother, are you serious? How did you come on TV and not even check your hair? Where is he from? Where is he from? Does he have a barber? Who allowed him to come outside of the house and this dude got some lint directly in his hair? How do you do that? Wait, what? No. Nurse Armstrong, please don't tell me that he's from Detroit. Please don't do that to me. Please don't do that to me. Don't tell me that he's from Detroit. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Hold on. What was this dude's name? Jesus, please. My God, why? I don't claim him. Let me let you know. I don't know who this man is. I don't claim him. I do. 180. I don't even know that man. I don't even know him. I don't even know him. I don't even know who this man is. Let me just tell you. Let me tell you. I'm just so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. Who was that? Kevin Sorbo from Hercules. I'm so disappointed. Yeah, that's where I am right now. I would have, man. They should have just put Hulk Hogan up there and just called it a day. I'm just gonna be real. They could have just replaced this dude with somebody else. I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. You coming out here doing all of this jigabooing and man, gotta be just. It's funny, but I'm so angry at the same time. I gotta swap to a different picture right now. I can't do this. Let me just go back to a whole nother picture. I can't do this because the anger that I'm having right now is just crazy. You came out there with Linton doing all the time, buddy. From 8 Mile too? Laughing stock. I'm sorry. Yo, to everybody out there, like I said, Detroit, I love y'all. You already know how it is. Detroit versus everybody, but I ain't claiming that. I'm so sorry. That is not representing Detroit. You from 8 Mile, brother. What? What are we doing? What are we doing? We could have got somebody from like Davison, because there was a church that me and my grandmother and my mom used to sit up there and go to. That's on what was it? Should have been, what was it, on West Grand? It might have been on West Grand. It's a Baptist church out there that's literally in a neighborhood. Like literally, you have the church, and around that church is literally the neighborhood. That bad boy is on the block. They could have got somebody from anywhere. I would have rather somebody that was older, that actually understood what time it was, and they would have, delivered what they were supposed to deliver. This wasn't it. This just wasn't it. He was trying to be, Martin Luther King 5.0, and it just wasn't it. It just wasn't it. Wasn't it? This man is from Detroit and 8 Mile. I cannot. You can't make this up. If I'll put it to you like this: if we were going to do this, if we were going to have this, you might as well have Eminem representing us and up there rapping. You might as well just do that. I'm just going to be real. I'm just going to be real. Like, brother, that just wasn't it. That wasn't it. Yeah. I'm agreeing. Let me go back up to that comment. Yeah. To Wilson said, shout out to the D, and y'all better roast him when he come back. That's bars. Y'all better roast him. Y'all better fry that man, because that's crazy. That's some diabolical work. Like I said, hopefully it was worth it for that church. Hopefully it was worth it for the church. I'm pretty sure they could have got somebody, one of the Winans or somebody. Like they could have got somebody. This wasn't it. This wasn't it. This wasn't it. That's Buckley said Uncle Ruckus. What was it? Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks was his results. Yeah. You said Miss Gray said they could have got TD Jakes or TD Snacks. No. He up there having some complications with some being associated with certain things. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he ain't trying to be up out there like that in the limelight at this moment. And then I think, wasn't it somebody else that was that called Trump? It was somebody that called Trump daddy. Wasn't it some? I forget. Like I said, there's some other videos I got to do that I got to put together. Like I said, it's some crazy work. It's some diabolical work happening out here, and I don't know who these people are. I do not claim none of these Negroids. I do not. These are some counterfeit Negroids. These are counterfeits, fakes. I ain't with it. I am not with it. Chicken grease hair oil. Yeah, it's crazy. Nurse said, what was it? I guess because it was MLK's birthday holiday, he thought it was a good idea. Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But yeah, that's it. You said K5 said who called Trump dad? I think it was like one of the Republicans or something. But yeah, we're gonna cover that. I'm gonna get some stuff, and I'll make a video about that and load that up for y'all pretty soon. But again, much love, respect, and appreciation for everybody that was here at this moment in time during this live stream, because we are actually sitting at 216 people. This was actually supposed to be a short live stream just to go over a few videos dealing with all of the stuff that people want to do. But yeah, that's it. And also much love and respect and appreciation to anybody who donated to the channel as well. I love you guys a lot. And like I always say, I wouldn't be able to do it without people like you. Thank you for everything that y'all do for me every single day. Like I said, and this is why I come out here and no matter what happens, I still do what it is that I gotta do, because of y'all. So yeah, I will catch y'all on the next live stream. Again, I'm working on being more consistent, and I'll catch y'all on the next video as well. And watch out for those videos too, because I'll start to do some comments, responding to a lot of y'all comments underneath, other videos as well. So make sure to comment as well underneath some of the videos or all the videos, if you please, if you want to see your comment at the end of the video and my response. So again, I love y'all, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.